Let's hear from Shedeur. Here's Shedeur talking about his visit to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I enjoyed my time in Pittsburgh. I think I connected well with all the coaches, and it was real fun.
What's the one takeaway you had from the time you spent with Coach Tomlin?
I understand the mindset and why they win a lot. Just how he is as a person, and just the values that the team has, and what he preaches from his staff down is similar to like my dad. It was a good team.
Okay. I love that. What was like your favorite part? What was the best part of the day?
Really just getting to know each other. That's it.
Okay. How would you feel about sitting behind a vet to start your career? Would you be okay with that?
If that's the way that things play out, and that's how it play out.
Back during Super Bowl week, for those of you who don't like the Super Bowl interviews and don't watch the Super Bowl interviews, you missed Deion Sanders on this show. And I asked him point blank because he has given some conflicting answers. And he kind of was like, what? What did I say? When that was the preface to the question. But I said, hey, under what circumstances would you come to the NFL to be a coach? And he said, I would only coach my son. And since we are in an age of 3D chess where up is down and down is up, and what I did yesterday is the opposite of what I'm doing today, but I'm a genius for doing both of them, Deion said he would only coach his son, and I thought, this is a way to scare off the weak, because only the weak will fail if you haven't heard. This is a way to scare off the weak, the coaches who would be threatened by the specter of Deion Sanders possibly taking that coach's job. If you are sufficiently insecure in your position that you would be worried either about Deion Sanders potentially taking your job, you'd be signing your own pink slip, potentially, or Deion being asked questions during his couple of times per week press conferences as the head coach at the University of Colorado. If that troubles you, you're not the right guy to be coaching my son. And when this all first started, and it's amazing how much happens in a 2.5 month window, the first guy I said was Mike Tomlin. He's the guy that would not be troubled in any way, shape, or form by Deion Sanders. He's not going to be concerned about anything Deion says. And if they ask him at a press conference, we do not care, or we seek no comfort, or he'll just turn and walk away. He won't care. He's not going to be. And that's what, and maybe, and again, this may be the preferred destination and the way to make it happen. Deion scares away the weak, and somebody strong enough to handle that situation with Deion looming is the one that gets Shedeur Sanders. And it all works out for Shedeur because he ends up with a winning team, with a winning tradition, where he's not going to get ruined, as we've seen Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, guys whose careers have started with dysfunctional teams, and it took years for them to work their way to a spot where they can flourish. And this may work out perfectly for Shedeur. Whether it's the Steelers, the Rams, a competent team with a winning culture that can absorb him and maximize his skills, and he can become the best version of whatever he's going to be. Whatever his ceiling is, he's going to get there faster and more effectively with one of those teams.
Absolutely. Yeah, but Frank, that's what I hope for all players, that they go to the ideal situation, which is why
there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. And everybody gets mad when I say it.
I know they do, but you're not, this is one of the situations where you're really not wrong, even if people don't necessarily like it because they have been, coerced into thinking that the draft is some honor. But when you look at it, the situation of not just, football players, right? Take a step back. Think about your own life. When you are with somebody who truly believes in you and your boss is totally with you and gives you the confidence, aren't you going to be more productive and better at your job? Right. This is why I love that Geno Smith is back with Pete Carroll, because that's the best boss that he's ever had. Right. It is somebody who instilled the confidence in him, who really and truly believed in him, who said, all right, bye, Russell Wilson. We know that you've won a Super Bowl with us, but we're going to send you to Denver because we know we've got this other guy that's been in our building and we really and truly believe in him because we see something in him, right? So I hope for that for all players in the draft, that they go someplace where the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the general manager, the position coach, everybody believes in them so that they can get the proper training and the proper confidence instilled in them so that they can thrive. I mean, think about there's a number of people that you could go to for an example, but like my mind always goes to like Jeff Fisher and Vince Young, where the stories are kind of legendary if you know them or don't know. I mean, like that is not necessarily somebody that Jeff Fisher wanted. And then boom, he's in that building and it's like, oh my gosh, we're kind of winning in spite of instead of because of, right? And if you don't have that alignment from everybody from, the owner on down to the position, like it really, really, really makes a difference. So, that's just my hope for all players in the draft, that they get to a situation where people actually do believe in them. And it's not just, oh, well, I'm the owner and I say we got to pick this guy. And then, oh my gosh, look, we don't have the proper infrastructure to support this guy because not everybody believes in him. It really, really makes a difference.
And to those of you who are taking Myles literally, it doesn't happen that way where the owner says, I'm the owner and we have to pick this guy. What happens is the owner has a way of subtly making his or her point by questions that are asked, comments that are made. The metaphor I always use, if the owner walks through the door and at the reception desk, there's a bowl of Twix and the owner has never had a Twix in his or her entire life, and the owner eats the Twix and proclaims, this is the best candy I've ever had, it's going to be like Costanza getting the calzones for Steinbrenner every single day. Every drawer you open is going to be overflowing with Twix. That's one of the billionaire privileges. You don't have to give direct orders when you are a multi-billionaire because everyone around you is on pins and needles whenever you walk in the room, and they are listening for any clues that would give them an opportunity to please you. So
yes, exactly.
If you say, I like Twix, guess what? You're going to hate Twix because Twix is all you're going to see until you say, please, who will rid me of these meddlesome Twix?
Oh, man, that's my drawstring phrase. Yeah.
Too bad.
Who will rid me of this meddlesome priest? Who will pick this quarterback that is on our draft board, right? Like that's basically what it ends up becoming. And the good owners kind of take a step back. They may be in the draft room because hell, it's their team. They should be in the draft room, but they're not necessarily dictating all the things that are going to go on in there. And, some owners know more than other owners and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, the football people who understand that like area scouts are looking at these guys for a really long time. They then filter it up to the national scouts who do the rechecks and all this. And they have a lot of draft meetings between like November, December, and April. And that's how you set up your draft board. Like those people are the ones who really, really well and truly know what they're talking about, especially if you are in an established regime where you have film of, hey, this is what this position looks like when it's being done the way we love it, right? And, oh, yeah, this is what this player does at the college level, who also does that particular thing very well. It's why a lot of good teams stay good when they have that kind of stability, because, again, you know what it looks like. And so that helps, that's why I say, if you are getting selected by a team that's in the 20s, like you're often going to go into a situation where people are understanding of who it is that you are, what it is that you do well, and how it is that you can help that team immediately. And it's not just, wow, you're a blue chip guy, you're going to be great anywhere, you're blah, 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 blah. Like it makes a difference what situation you walk into.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.